Noticed our planet is changing quickly. We are witnessing a great transformation. It's happening before our very eyes. A recently published article describes where a body of water in Canada called Slims River completely disappeared within just 4 short days. This is actually the first time in modern history where scientists have observed an entire river disappear in the space of days. Historical evidence suggests it usually takes thousands of years for the process to occur. But in this case, the Slims River, which is fed by Canada's Kaskawalsh Glacier, was co-opted in only 4 days. The phenomenon called river piracy is where one river's flow is captured by another. But scientists have never seen such a rapid piracy, and qualifies the time frame as geologically instantaneous and likely to be permanent. The event that took place in Canada is but one of several similar events in which rivers have suddenly disappeared. In March of 2016, the Otoyac River, which crosses 8 municipalities in the central mountainous area of eastern Mexico, disappeared overnight after a giant crack had opened up. This is what that river once looked like. In June of 2016, a part of the popular Ogun River in the African country of Nigeria had mysteriously dried up overnight. Here you can see the people walking over what was once a flowing river. In Russia, a body of water called Lake Peshera disappeared in 1 day in June of 2016 as a sinkhole opened up and drained the entire reservoir. Events such as these are happening everywhere and all too frequently. The Earth is reacting to the movement of a heavenly body more powerful than anything the world has ever known. So let's take a look at the latest images and videos that are shared by our Facebook followers and subscribers. The atmospheric changes that are occurring on Earth are creating a series of extraordinary sky anomalies. On April 27th, a strange phenomena took place in the sky above the Philippines. This unusual phenomenon is happening in the ionosphere, which is the part of the atmosphere that is ionized by solar radiation, an influx of cosmic particles that are penetrating the magnetic field, thus creating this spectacle. Just one of the signs that the magnetic shield that protects us from harmful radiation is beginning to collapse, which in turn will result in the eventual collapse of the ionosphere, our last protection against radiation penetration. On the 25th of April, an ominous picture was painted when the skies over Poland turned an eerie purple and pink. This is an atmospheric anomaly that on the surface would be considered unnatural, since it has been an uncommon occurrence until recently. The consensus on the cause of this phenomenon varies. Could it be the effects of an eruption of the dormant volcano Kembalny in Russia, the first such eruption in over 240 years? Or is it possible that the red iron oxide dust that is said to accompany the tail of Nibiru has swung towards the Earth, penetrating our atmosphere? This anomaly is another in a series of unexplained mysterious events taking place on Earth. On the 22nd of April, a series of orbs were captured in the sky during a massive prayer gathering in South Africa. There are 3 distinct orbs, one obscured by a small cloud to the left, one appearing as if joined to the sun, and a smaller one to the right. The original image was put through the editor, and the light intensity was brought down just a notch. And here is what we found. The orb to the lower left of the sun is revealed behind the cloud. At the same time, there is the presence of something very large interacting with the sun. And another dimmer object is seen off to the far right. Here is a way in which you may be able to capture the presence of the Planet X Nemesis system. It worked for this Skywatcher, and it may work for you as well. People have been using filtering mechanisms such as this LP45, a floppy disk, or a welder's lens to view its presence. This is why it is so important to surf the internet and search for answers to your many concerns about this incoming system. There are many forums and internet groups on this subject that can help you in your search for the truth. Here is something that I learned quite some time ago, and I always try to share this with others who are feeling moments of despair or discomfort with respect to this subject. There are some out there who do not want you to know the truth. They are those who exist in the underworld of hatred and deceit. As misery loves company, so also are those who fall prey to the misconception of reality. There are two types of individuals who frequent our channel here on YouTube. Those who know and have a clear understanding that great changes are taking shape on this planet that are manifest by the presence of a higher entity. The other is those who refuse to acknowledge these changes, who take great pleasure in intimidating anyone who doesn't accept their ill-conceived view of the creation of the world and how it has evolved and changed over generations. My friends, do not fall into their trap. Do not let them persuade you that nothing is changing or that changes will never come upon the earth. It is better to take the road less traveled than to journey the road that leads to the abyss. It is a decision that each of us must face. Right from wrong, truth versus deceit, knowledge versus misconception, following the light as opposed to wandering in the wilderness. We can live in misery, or we can make every day count. I choose to do the latter. I tell you these things not to put fear into your hearts, but rather to guide you and help you understand that there is more to this life and the world in which we dwell than what we are being told by those whom we have entrusted. Everything we say and do in this life will have a tremendous impact on those around us. So when you get to the fork of the road, choose wisely. It can make all the difference in your quest for truth and enlightenment.